content. Thousands of words and hundreds of hours. How hard can a few more sentences be, right? Wrong! Writing a book description can be incredibly difficult. Sure, you know your book inside and out, but condensing that into a few hundred words can be a challenge. Where do you even start? The answer is right here. This video. This week on Lulu University, we're going to learn how to write a book description that sells. What is a book description? If only there were some clues in the term itself. So a book description is a short description of your book, typically found on the back cover, that is meant to attract readers and is usually about 150 to 250 words. Your book description also acts as a product description, so be sure to optimize it for search by using relevant keywords, but you also have to make sure it is clear and concise and a good sales pitch to potential readers on why they need to buy your book. Attract, but don't mislead. An effective book description will entice potential readers while meeting expectations. Don't let your book description make promises that you don't fulfill, leaving your readers to feel deceived. All right, so how do you write a book description? So most book descriptions can be broken down into 4 parts. The first part is the hook. So this is the first sentence that entices the reader to keep reading. Number 2 is connection or character. So for fiction, you're going to be focusing on character, and this is where you introduce your character and their problems. So keep in mind, this is not a place for backstory. You don't need to include that. You just want to have a couple sentences that introduce their characteristics or lifestyle to get the reader invested. For nonfiction, the connection should address a pain point for the reader and hint at how your book is going to solve that problem for them. Number 3 is escalation. So for fiction, this is where you're going to ramp up the risk, the importance, or the drama that the problem represents. This is where you're going to flip that proverbial table. For nonfiction, this part might be replaced with credentials or other selling points for your book. Last but not least is bait. So this is where you hint at how much more there is between the covers. This formula is just a guide, but it is a great place to begin if you're not sure where to start. Let's see how we might use our 4-part formula for a fiction book. Try writing 1 sentence for each of those 4 points, then shop it around to fellow writers and friends and see if they understand what the book is about and if they're interested in reading it. Then take that feedback and create something longer. Next, have your beta readers weigh in. So beta readers are the folks that have kind of been with you for the whole journey. They probably read a few drafts of the book and they know what happens in the story. So give them your description and ask them if it explains the book, if it stays true to the story, if it hits the highlights in the plot, and if it's enticing. Once you've shared your draft, go back and create an updated hook. Check out the back cover of some of your favorite books, and you're bound to identify some iteration of the 4-part structure that we mentioned. Let's look at an example. Here's the book description for The City and the City by China Miéville. It's 155 words and manages to capture our attention while also giving us a good idea of what to expect. You can see a clear use of hook, connection, escalation, and bait. While fiction book descriptions should be creative and enticing, nonfiction book descriptions should be practical and informative. The 4-part formula still works, but for nonfiction books, the description should focus on problem and solution. So you're identifying the problem and your unique ability to solve it. Share your book description with your friends and ask them if they can identify the problem that you're trying to solve. And if not, you'll need to rework it. Same as before, use this feedback to expand your description and then have it reviewed by your readers. Don't be afraid to use this space to highlight your qualifications to support your expertise. Let's look at an example of a nonfiction book description. Here is the description of The Body by Bill Bryson. It's only 118 words, but promises a wealth of information for the potential reader. We've got a hook, a problem and solution framework, author credentials, and once again, the bait to leave us wanting more. Finally, don't forget that your book description will be a huge part of how search engines index your book. Use marketing tools like Moz or SEMrush to identify relevant keywords. And keep in mind that using these keywords will also be helpful in marketing your book. But don't get carried away writing for a Google bot. Make sure that the description appeals to your readers first. Here's some final things to remember. Give enough, but not too much. You want to let your readers know what the book is about, but no spoilers. Don't summarize, tease. Match the tone to your genre. So if you're writing a thriller, the description should feel urgent and you should be establishing some high stakes. If it's a self-help book, then the tone should be casual and conversational. This will help establish appropriate expectations for your readers. Last but not least, readability is key. So keep in mind that most people will just be skimming the back cover of the book or the description online, so make sure that you're using simple and concise paragraphs and sentences. This is not a place to flex your lexicon. Don't flex your lex. Make it easy for people to read and enjoy. All right, well, there's your description about writing descriptions. Do you have any tips that we missed? Describe them in 150 to 250 words in the comments below. Hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you next time.